Hello. Today we'll begin to look at the principles of engineering economics. Every subject that you study in your life, that subject has its own principles. And the principle of engineering economics will be the one we shall focus on right now. The principles can be listed as seven principles. The first principle is you must develop the alternative. Carefully you must define your problem. Then the choice you have to make, the decision, is among the different alternatives. So you have to carefully define the problem first to know what the problem is that you have to solve. The second principle you have is to focus on the differences. Now, we're talking about one or two alternatives, so you have to focus on the differences between the two alternatives so you'll be able to choose the right alternative from among the entire group. So only the differences in expected future outcome among the alternatives are relevant to their comparison and should be considered in a decision. Only the differences expected in the future outcome of the alternative is considered. The third point is you want to use a consistent viewpoint. That means the prospective outcomes of the alternative, economic and otherwise, should be consistently developed from a defined viewpoint perspective. You want to make sure that you're evaluating the alternative from the same viewpoint. Okay? The same viewpoint. That's what principle 3 is talking about. Then the fourth principle is use a common unit of measurement. Okay, don't apply one scale to one alternative and apply another scale to another alternative. You use the same scale to measure different alternatives that you have to consider. Then the fifth principle is consider all relevant criteria that in the selection of a preferred alternative or decision that you have to make requires the use of a criteria or several criteria. The decision process should consider both the outcomes enumerated in the monetary unit and those expressed in some other unit of measurement. So you have to consider the financial aspect in looking at principle 5. You should consider all relevant criteria, and money plays an important part in the making of this decision or this principle. The sixth principle, you will make a risk and uncertainty explicit. What are the disadvantages if you take alternative 1? What good point it has? What bad points it has? You take alternative 2. What are the bad points? What are the good points? When you look at all the points, you'll be able to decide which one is less risky and uncertain. Then principle 7 is when revisit your decision after you have gone to 6, making the risk analysis. Then you go back again and check to see whether you have made any mistake in making the decision that you arrive at the point. So, thank you. These are the 7 principles of engineering economics.